never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 hustle hard, hustle never stop. I'ma make moves till I'm buried. Beat the system out, stay on the bullshit highway. The highway, ain't no driveway. It's a nice way, so ride with a fly like a fight way. Never hit the finish line with a come way. Just got a switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
All right, boys, welcome back to the channel. So what you guys are looking at here are both of the Supras. This one being a 1993 Premier Edition Supra. This one being a 1997 15th anniversary limited edition Supra. I know that's a really long way to describe this car, but it's a very special type of Supra. You don't really see these that often, so I have to say it whenever I can. But the point of today's video is to show you guys what the differences are between both of these cars, because there looks to be some confusion from what I see on the comments. The most obvious, this one is a fully built Supra making well over 1,000 horsepower with a TH400 transmission. This one being more of a budget build, still making around 700 horsepower, and it is a T56 Magnum. Whenever you look at them from the exterior, they look pretty much identical. They both have Weld S71 wheels. The only difference is that I have more street drivable tires on that, and on this one I drive with 275 Pros for obvious reason. They both have vinyl wrap on them. This car is originally silver. This car was the traditional Toyota red, but it was wrapped with a Ravuni gloss vampire blood red, I believe that is called, and this one is wrapped with a Ravuni metallic glossy black. Now let's go ahead and pop the hoods so that way you guys can see what the difference is of whenever you don't have too much of a budget and when you do have a budget, because it's a huge difference. So check this out. So no budget, budget. To me, it's pretty obvious. Maybe to most people, they're probably going to say it's roughly around the same thing, but there's a huge difference. This setup here, you could probably build it, and I'm talking about buying the engine, buying the transmission, the turbo kit, everything, like as far as the powertrain, the power adders, all that stuff. You could build it maybe with like 40 grand around there, maybe $45,000. This one over here is quite the opposite. The entire drivetrain is probably going to cost you around $85,000 to $90,000. Pretty much double the amount this one makes and handles, probably around twice as much horsepower than this one does. So this engine here, I always say it's a stock 2JZ GTE, but it's really not. It was actually rebuilt. It has like upgraded bearings, but as far as like pistons and rods, all that stuff is stock. So it was just a fresh rebuild with some upgraded bearings. This one over here is a fully built everything, like literally everything you could think of. Upgraded pistons, rods, billet mains, ported polished heads, aftermarket camshafts, aftermarket everything. Now, as far as the power adders, this here is all the fancy, expensive stuff. You know, Virtual Works manifold, Hypertune, this is a real Hypertune intake manifold with throttle body. This is not like the imitation that you see most people run, which there's nothing wrong with it, because I mean, at the end of the day, they do the same thing. It's just that this is like, what, $2,500, like maybe $3,000 with the throttle body. And then if you look at the other ones that are like imitations, they're like $500 for the entire thing. So huge price difference. Now going from expensive to the cheaper side, what I did on this one is I bought one of those eBay tubular manifolds, which it does okay. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. My personal opinion is really that those sound way better than this. So, you know, it looks good, absolutely nothing wrong with it. However, it just, in my opinion, it does not sound as good as you would with a higher end manifold. All this stuff here, I fabricated myself. Made the downpipe, the mid pipe, the exhaust. Made pretty much I fabbed up the entire kit, even with the intercooler piping. As you can see, the welds are not that pretty, so I won't even show you. But it's held 30 pounds of boost, no problems. Now this over here, even though I scratched it up, whenever I had to take it all apart, when I put the new engine in there, these are a little bit, you know, nicer. This is all built over by Induction Performance. Now, as far as what we use to put the power down, this one still has the NA diff, but it was upgraded to the OS Geiken setup. So it does have an OS Geiken differential in that one, and it's held fine so far. Now, this one has the big daddy of them all. It has a Ford 9-inch DSS rear end, and this one, you can pretty much throw whatever you want at it, and it's gonna be just fine. Now, they both are on full 4-inch exhaust, and by exhaust I mean just a straight pipe. It's literally a 4-inch pipe all the way over here. And then I did make these custom 5-inch tips because I wasn't too much of a fan on how this 4-inch exit looks, so I think the 5-inch looks way better. See, looks pretty good. Now, as far as interior goes, they both look relatively the same because there really hasn't been much upgraded in the interiors besides the dash clusters and the steering wheel. And they each have obviously their own little display here for their ECUs. This one running off an AM Infinity. It has a BTI screen. But besides that, man, it's pretty standard. This is a T56 Magnum with your clutch. Very fun car, extremely fun actually. You know, this car and the Corvette have actually reminded me of how much fun 6-speed cars were. Now let's hop on over here to Big Mama, the big star of the channel. Now, excuse my steering wheel being upside down. As I said before, same thing, just carbon fiber steering wheel, upgraded cluster. Now the difference between this car is that this one has an actual real TRD 10K tack, which is the reason you see the needle down and not sideways. That's one of the ways you can actually tell which one's a real TRD. And actually nowadays you probably can't, because I think there's a company who makes them now with the needle down. But anyways, real 10K TRD tack. I have to state that when I can because it's something to be proud of. And this over here is a factory looking shifter setup. It's obviously, it is not a factory transmission. This is a stage 4 ATF TH400. Very, very strong transmission. But the way this transmission works is basically you have this in park. This is going to be reverse, drop it down. That's first, second, third. Back to second, back to first, lift, reverse, and then park. That's simple. Now, if you want to put it in neutral, you put it back in first, and then you shift up. So this is neutral here. Then you go back into first gear. Seems confusing, but it's not really. It's actually very, very simple to drive. Now, the big benefit of this transmission over the T56 is that on this, you can literally floor the car, shift it, and never let off the gas and never drops boost. That's the big benefit of having a transmission like this. If you're trying to go fast, this is what you need. If you want to have fun, it's that over there. Now, let me say something before you guys come at me in the comments. I'm not saying that the T56 Magnum cannot be fast. Obviously, it can be. Obviously, there's a ton of crazy fast Supras that are still T56 or 6-speeds that are faster than this car. But I'm just saying, if you want, you know, if you want to be consistent, if you want to be really fast, and you know, it's just overall very easy to be fast, this is a transmission for you. TH400, incredibly fast, because there is no boost drops. I mean, it's a whole different level. Like, in my opinion, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, if I wanted a fast car that I'm gonna be using for racing, and I just don't want to lose, I'm gonna have a TH400 in it. If I want something where I don't really give a shit and I'm just gonna have fun, the T56 Magnum, no questions. And to show, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys this. These tires here, street legal. You could drive them around. I wouldn't recommend it in the rain, but it'd still be a lot safer than what I have on this car. This car is really designed just to kind of hook up and go. As you can see, there really isn't much tread on that tire, but it really hooks up. Now that we've covered all the differences, now I want you guys to listen to the difference between a, you know, $70,000-$80,000 Supra compared to a $140,000-$150,000 Supra. So now that I got the cars all warmed up, I'm gonna show you a start up on this one, do some revs, and then you guys can tell me which one do you like more. Oops, my foot slipped. Now you guys know I could not leave you guys without showing you some sort of two-step. That was actually the launch anti-lag. Pretty sure my neighbors are gonna call the cops on me right now. So hope you guys really enjoyed that. But that's gonna be it for this video, you guys. You guys now know the differences between both of these Supras. Very similar, but yet very, very different. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the cars away before I get in trouble, because I know some neighbors are fixing the trip, man. So catch you guys on the next one. Later. Now, upon reviewing that footage, I realized that even if I put the mic way the hell over there or way the hell over there, it's still really loud. So I apologize about that. I'm working on it. I'm gonna learn how to use all this fancy stuff. But on the next one, the audio should be so much better. So yeah, thanks y'all.